November 17th, 2015, Village of Peoria Heights Board of Trustees meeting. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Present.
Trustee Carter? Present. Trustee Mariscal? Trustee Cumming?
Present.
Trustee Reichert? Present. Trustee Fuller?
Present. Thank you very much. First order of business tonight is the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for our November 3rd meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes?
I move that we accept the minutes as submitted.
We have a motion from Trustee Cumming. Second from Trustee Fuller. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes for the November 3rd, 2015 meeting as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the minutes for our November 3rd meeting as submitted. Next up is correspondence, and that will be presented by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
I have one item this evening. It is a letter from Kelsey Ernst, who is a naturalist at the Forest Park Nature Center, and it reads, "To our friends at Village of Peoria Heights, thank you very much for sponsoring the 12th Annual Nature Photography Contest and Show at Forest Park Nature Center. Your generous prize donations were awarded to many of our winners. They were thrilled to have won a prize and are looking forward to their visit. Again, we truly appreciate your assistance in making this wonderful event a reality. Not only does it inspire the hundreds of local photographers who participate, but it also allows our thousands of visitors to view these photographs and appreciate the beauty of nature. We are honored to have you as a sponsor of this event. Best wishes, Kelsey Ernst." And that's all I have.
All right. Thank you very much. Any questions at all? Okay, we'll move to announcements, and I have none tonight. So we'll go directly to trustee reports, and we'll open with Public Works and Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Ellen. I have nothing.
Really?
Yeah, we have more on down to the meeting.
Okay.
There's a lot going on, but we don't have to get into it.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it. Don't keep all the happy news away from us for too long, though. Next up, administration personnel with Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I have nothing this evening.
All right. Thank you. We'll move to economic development, village improvements with Trustee Carter.
Thank you. I have a couple announcements. November 28th is Small Business Saturday in the Heights, so I encourage everybody to, when they go out and do their Black Friday shopping and that weekend, to touch the small businesses, go in there and purchase something from them. And then December 5th on Saturday is our Christmas walk, which starts at 4 o'clock. Get your picture taken with Santa at the Heights Flowers, and it goes on to the Christmas tree lighting at 6 o'clock at the Tower Park. Many businesses will be open until 8 o'clock that night, and then the next Saturday, which would be the 12th, is Chocolate in the Heights, where each shops have different chocolates that they are willing to share with their customers. So that's all I have.
All right. Thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Carter? Thank you again. We'll move to the police department with Trustee Fuller.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. We just have the monthly neighborhood watch meeting this Monday, the 30th at 6:30 p.m. up here at Tower Park.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Fuller? Okay, thanks again. Trustee Mariscal could not be here tonight. Mr. Administrator, any news on the building property maintenance front?
The roof's leaking again.
Okay.
The contractor is coming out tomorrow, I believe, to take another look at it.
And the sun will rise tomorrow morning. All right. Okay, we'll move to fire department with Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing.
All right. Thank you all. Any comments from the audience?
Good job.
Make sure we get that written down, Shauna. Okay, we thank everyone for attending. No old business tonight, so we'll move to new business, and first up will be ordinance 2015-1454, and that will be presented by Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. This is an ordinance approving an agreement to finance the purchase of a new fire truck and approving the form of promissory note given by the village in connection with such agreement, which basically gives you the power to enter into an agreement to get the loan for the fire truck. So I would make a motion that we approve ordinance number 2015-1454.
Thank you. We have a motion from trustee Reichert,
Second.
second from trustee Carter. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for approval of ordinance number 2015-1454, for approving the form of promissory note given by the village to purchase the new fire truck as outlined by trustee Reichert. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved ordinance 2015-1454. Our next order of new business tonight is a special use permit renewal for Chuck's Auto Sales, and that will be presented by trustee Carter.
Thank you. It looks like Kerry has inspected his lot, and he seems like there's no violations that he's done, so I make a motion to renew his special use permit.
Have a motion from trustee Carter,
Second.
second from trustee Reichert. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
Is this the last quarterly approval that we're doing, or are we going to a biannual
I think it's for 6 months.
approval
It is.
after this, right?
Yeah, so I think so.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the special use permit renewal for Chuck's Auto Sales as outlined by trustee Carter. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the special use permit renewal for Chuck's Auto Sales. Next order of new business tonight has to do with a special use permit renewal for Katie's Cars, and that will be presented by trustee Carter.
Thank you. Kerry has been down there too, and there seems to be no violations, so I make a motion to renew his special use permit.
We have a motion from trustee Carter,
Second.
second from trustee Reichert. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the special use permit renewal for Katie's Cars as outlined by trustee Carter. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the special use permit renewal for Katie's Cars. Next order of new business tonight is the authorization for a payment to Illinois Civil Contractors Incorporated, and that will be presented by trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I make a motion, we approve payment to ICCI for completing the drainage improvements on the west end of Duryea Avenue. Permanent Associates observed the contractor's work, and they feel that it's completed in a satisfactory manner. And Kyle was down there today looking at it and made sure everything drained good. So I make a motion, we approve payment of $31,596 to ICCI.
I have a motion from trustee Harn,
Second.
second from trustee Cumming. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the payment to ICCI in the amount of $31,596 for the Duryea Avenue drainage improvement as outlined by trustee Harn. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the payment to ICCI in the amount of $31,596. Next order of new business tonight is an authorization of payment to Hare Construction, and that will be presented by trustee Harn.
Thank you again, Mayor Allen. I make a motion, we approve payment to Hare Construction in the amount of $85,380.50. We still have one payment left to make to them after the job is complete, and that will be the retention. So at this time, I make a motion, we approve payment for $85,380.50.
Real quick, have we received any feedback on how is the flow noticeably different down there?
I
Atlantic?
haven't received any homeowner feedback, but once they're totally complete, which I hope they'll get the paving done in the next week or so, but we're going to go down there, we'll put our gauges on the fire hydrants again and do some more testing, but I mean, we expect it to fall in line with the rest of hydrants in that area.
Great.
So project is went well. They're getting held up by a little bit of weather now. So, but all the actual water work is done.
And no more breaks for a long time. That's the best part.
Well, not in that 2 blocks.
Yeah, 2 blocks now.
Yeah.
We only got about a couple hundred more in the heights, so there's nothing to worry about.
And I just wanted to remind everyone, this is that CDAP grant money that we're using. I think, is it 75% that covers the cost of this?
I thought it was 80.
80%, and it's actually money that has been released from the state, and we are getting, our reimbursement. So it's one of the programs that's working right now.
Great.
You know, what should really happen when you think about it, the pressure would probably be the same, but the volume of water would be different. So when you first turn your sink on and you get that initial rush of water, and then it sort of slows down a little bit, that should not happen. It should stay
Steady.
steady.
Good. All right.
It seems that way anyway. I mean, we put a lot bigger main down there, so there should be more water going down there, depending on the supply to the main also. There's a lot of factors.
Well, good. You think a couple years ago, it seemed like we were pulling whale teeth trying to get this taken care of, so, I mean, to have it done, it's fantastic. Good job, everybody.
The main in that area was almost replaced fully just through attrition. I mean, it was so full of patches all the way down there. So it was a good project all around, and then, having the free money on top of it, so.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah, you can't turn it down. We'll pay our 20% any day.
Oh, absolutely. You bet. All right. Any other questions or comments from the board?
I second the motion.
I was just going to ask.
Okay, we have a motion from trustee Harn, a second from trustee Reichert. Once again, this is for authorization of payment to Hare Construction in the amount of $85,380.50 for the Atlantic Water Main Project as outlined by trustee Harn. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert? Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the payment to Hare Construction for the Atlantic Water Main Project. Our next order of new business tonight is a motion to allow the village to enter into an agreement to accept credit cards for the waterworks, and that will be presented by trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Yes, I'd like to make a motion that we enter into a service agreement with Official Payments, which will allow the payers of residential and commercial water accounts to go online and pay those monthly or quarterly bills via credit or debit card. It's a standard boilerplate agreement. To a few of the highlights, it's a 5-year contract. We'd like to get this up and going starting December 1st. Residents and commercial accounts will have the ability to come to the window here at Village Hall and have Emily Smezrud, our water account technician, will be able to process their payments. And we hope to have a link on the village website up and going by January 1st, so residents and businesses can go online and make the payment directly there. There will be a $2.45 surcharge that the customers will have to pay for as a convenience fee to Official Payments. A couple other things to note, that Official Payments has waived the initial setup fee and waived the any minimum fee requirements as well.
All right. Thank you. So make a motion for removal? Approval? Removal. Okay. Have a motion from trustee Cumming and a second from trustee Carter. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
Yeah, so it's not costing us the village anything to put this on? They waive that?
The $2.45 fee, it's a pass-through to the
whoever
customer.
does it. But they're not, wasn't it like $3,000 or something they were going to charge us?
Yeah, there was an initial setup fee and potentially an annual fee that was going to be a nominal amount, but that has been waived.
Oh, cool, okay. Nice, yeah.
All right.
Should have paid $2 for it.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for board approval to allow the village to enter into an agreement to accept credit cards for payment processing in the Waterworks office as outlined by trustee Cumming. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Aye.
Trustee Carter?
Aye.
Trustee Cumming?
Aye.
Trustee Reichert? Trustee Fuller?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the agreement to accept credit cards for payment processing in the Peoria Heights Waterworks. Next order of new business tonight, unfortunately, Maggie Wetstein, who's been a member of our zoning board of appeals for, oh geez, he's probably about a year and a half. Oh, really? Yeah, I think it's been a while. Well, maybe it is longer than that, yeah. Well, time goes by when you're losing your mind. So unfortunately, Maggie will be moving out of the area. She will be unable to serve on the zoning board of appeals. She indicated to Administrator Fick that she will miss being involved with the residents and community of Peoria Heights, and she did an outstanding job while she was with us. So at this time, any motion for approval to accept the resignation of Maggie Wetstein from the zoning board of appeals with regret.
So moved.
Have a motion from Trustee Cumming.
Second.
Second from Trustee Harn. Thank you. All those in favor of accepting the resignation of Maggie Wetstein from the Zoning Board of Appeals with regret, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. And again, we wish Maggie the best and thank her for her work with the village. We have a Small Business Saturday proclamation. Bear with me. I think they want me to read this. So, whereas the government of Peoria Heights, Illinois celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community, according to the United States Small Business Administration, there are currently 27.9 million small businesses in the United States. They represent 99.7% of American employer firms, create more than 2/3 of the net new jobs, and generate 46% of private gross domestic product, as well as 54% of all U.S. sales. And whereas small businesses employ over 55% of the working population in the United States, and whereas 89% of consumers in the United States agree that small businesses contribute positively to the local community by supplying jobs and generating tax revenue, and whereas 87% of consumers in the United States agree that small businesses are critical to the overall economic health of the United States, and whereas 93% of consumers in the United States agree that it is important for people to support the small businesses that they value in their community, and whereas Peoria Heights, Illinois supports our local businesses that create jobs, boost our local economy, and preserve our neighborhoods, and whereas advocacy groups as well as public and private organizations across the country have endorsed the Saturday after Thanksgiving as Small Business Saturday, now therefore I, Mark Allen, Mayor of Peoria Heights, do hereby proclaim November 28, 2015 as Small Business Saturday and urge the residents of our community and communities across the country to support small businesses and merchants on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. Need a motion for approval of the proclamation as read.
I move to approve the proclamation.
Motion from Trustee Reichert.
Second.
Second from Trustee Cumming. All those in favor of approving the proclamation as read, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. And once again, we want to invite everyone to shop in the village on November 28th and every single day thereafter for the rest of your lives.
Shop early, shop often.
Bring your credit cards, pay your water bill here first with your credit card, then head down to the village. Next up is the treasurer's report, and that will be read by our village clerk, Shawna Musselman.
All right, this represents the treasurer's report for the month of October. The general fund is $887,889.18. Motor fuel tax is $193,131.07. Police drug savings is $554.86. Tax increment finance, $54,110.33. And the healthcare flex spending is $10,848.31. For a grand total in the village accounts of $1,146,533.75. The waterworks is $508,369.08. Infrastructure maintenance fee is $108,551.94. Service deposit is $87,225.43, and the grant funds are $1,000.72. For grand total in the waterworks accounts of $705,147.17, which makes the total village accounts just over $1,851,000.
Thank you very much. Any questions or comments regarding the treasurer's report? All right, thank you. We will accept it as read then. We will next ask the board to retire into executive session regarding property. We will meet again after that, but it will only be to adjourn the full meeting. Before we do that, the next departmental committee meeting will be held Tuesday, November 24th, 6:30 PM. The next Board of Trustees meeting will be held Tuesday, December 1st at 6:30 PM. I want to wish everyone a very safe and happy Thanksgiving to come. At this time, I need a motion for the board to retire into executive session regarding property.
I move that we adjourn to executive session.
Have a motion from trustee Cumming. Second from trustee Carter. Everyone jumped into that pile there. I noticed everyone wants to get into that executive session as quick as possible. So we have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the board going into executive session at this time regarding property, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. Board will now go into executive session. We thank everyone for attending.